Good morning. Today is July 28th, 2025, and I noticed that my capture is off the wrong angle, off to a great start. This is my first time doing this morning show on both TikTok and resolution and standard PC resolution, so there are still going to be some clunks as uh, you can see I'm still centered when I am currently being blocked. Can I move it through program or do I need to use preview? Only one way to find out. Yeah, one sec. You're going to TikTok people. You're going to see things a little differently for a moment. I need to unlock. Wow. There I am. And then there we are. All right. Oh, and I get centered again. This is something I'll have to work out the clunks a little later, and looks like you'll have a little head block me for the mainstream. Sorry about that. This is my first time being able to multi-stream with through vertical on TikTok, which I'm happy about, and welcome to the morning show. This is just a nice little short, adjustable thing you can watch. It's low commitment and a good way to start your day. So, the fun fact of the day is I learned this today actually that sloths, you can hold their breath longer than dolphins. Which, as someone who enjoys sloths quite a bit, and dolphins are ill-made, spiteful little creatures, it pleases me quite a bit. I have to tilt like this. I'm peeking on the screen. I'm peeking through the slide. This is something I'll have to figure out a little later. I'll be a little slanted like this. This little fan art doobie, once again, done by my mom. Here's a little fiendy tag. There's a bit of a funny story for this one. Uh, for this cloud art, I initially, if you've seen my lore video, there's the part where the Clout Fiend's in a panic because he's all out of attention. But I kind of wanted like a cloud laughing at him, and this little fiendy guy was what I got out of it. Not what I wanted, but I love it nonetheless, and it's fantastic. Fiendy art is the current art tag, so if you are artistically inclined, or I know someone's going to make a sticker of me for their friend, if you would post it there, I would be very much appreciated. This is just a quick little call to action. Subscribe, follow, leave likes, give the Clout Fiend his attention nutrients. I'm getting a knock at the door. One moment. I guess I got knocked for no reason, and goodbye. That's a-okay. Quick call to action, I guess. Like, subscribe, follow. Oh, trying to connect, reconnecting now through the TikTok stream. Go to live studio, I can see that. Yes, I see that. Am I live again on TikTok? Hopefully. Well, I'll continue on with this. I knew there would be some clunks that I gotta fix, and I'll figure that out in a little bit later. My fortune of the day, this was through the healing deck, was I drew, and I understand that some of you may be skeptical of fortune telling, but fortune telling's quite a real thing in the underworld, and this vessel does dabble in it with some pretty decent results, one might say. And for this one was through the shamanic healing deck was letting go. Reading verbatim from it, letting go of a person or situation can be challenging. At times, what is at stake is not just a relationship or a situation, it is the attachment you had in hopes, dreams, and expectations. Many relationships end long past the ending point. One or both people may be hung up on things, would change. They invested so much time because without that person, or job, or relationship, their future loomed like as one big black screen. For many, this is too scary to bear. However, by letting go, we create space and positions for situations that will resonate with us as we are now. Start looking at your expectations. Try to not have any. This will enable you to live in the moment and be mindful of the present, to be able to gracefully release from the situation and lessons from us all. Now, what does that's nice and all, but what does that actually mean? Well, for my situation, I would say there's letting go could mean a lot of things. It could be letting go of my previous lifestyle of, although comfort, incredibly unproductive and not healthy. It could also be trying to let go of trying to do vertical on TikTok and stick with like the standard PC resolution for streaming there. For letting go, it could be letting go of the expectations that this will go better than I expected. My cat is clawing at my door. Not sure if my mic picked that up. I think it wants to be fed. I'll feed it shortly after this, since this is a short presentation. For you all, I don't know what you're letting go. Unable to connect to internet, video quality will automatically adjust. I am wired in. What do you mean I can't connect to the internet? That is very concerning. I'll try to deal with that in a moment. And that's keep climbing. That's a-okay. I also will have to let go of my expectations of how resolute and how calm I would be. I expected the nerves of streaming to have been gone at this point. Like I've done this for a week now, but I'm still very much nervous. Maybe because I'm now streaming on 4 platforms instead of 3. Maybe because one of them is notorious for having a little bit of a toxic community. Maybe because I still have to deal with the fact that preview presentation for the TikTok performance and then program for this, and now I'm wondering if because I moved my preview model or for the VTuber model, that's why it's set like that for program. I'll have to figure that out later. I'm going to have to let go of learning many things at once. I'm learning a lot of things at once anyways. Thank you for the like. But I need to accept that I'm going to make errors, accept that blunders will happen, and learn from that and grow from that. Which, exciting, scary, and I'll just have to accept and move on. Now, for your life, I don't know you as a person. I don't know if there are things you might need to let go of, or things you want to let go of but just haven't yet. I think you should just be mindful of the fortune and keep it in mind for your day. Now, on to stonks. Although part of it was the vessel has dabbled in stocks. They are by no means a professional. If you decide to take financial advice purely off of what a random person says online, it probably will end very poorly for you. Just telling you that now. But they do dabble in stocks, so it would be fun to do since they have a financial incentive to be mindful of what's going on. Effectively, this is going to be a big week. The US and EU framework for the trade deal happens. There's tech earnings for Meta, Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon to be out. The general federal report announcements happening. So it's more or less just a big week of being mindful of things. There weren't any stocks that immediately caught my eye. I noticed super micro computers is going up again, but that's not that uncommon. The Canada S&P is down while the US one is up. That's nothing new. That's a bummer, but c'est la vie. Alright, that is it for it. I hope you have a fantastic day. Make sure to stay hydrated. It's hot out there. And now I'm just going to do a little dance and vibe. So for the YouTube buffer system, because if I just hit end stream, it will end about 10 seconds early.